Hello, beautiful people. Today I'll be sharing my breast cancer story. Hopefully this helps someone. I was diagnosed February 2020. I had just had a baby prior to that, so I really thought my milk ducts were infected. And the inner spirit just kept telling me, like, do a self breast exam on yourself. So I did. I didn't feel anything. I did it again, and that's when I felt this painful lump. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what is going on? What's that? And so I brushed it off for a couple weeks, and I woke up one day like, something is really wrong with me. I need to go get myself checked. So I ended up getting myself checked, and I was referred to the breast center, and the lady came in to do an ultrasound. She did an ultrasound, and once she finished, she was like, she was concerned. I'm like, what you mean you concerned? Like, so anyway, she ended up saying she needed to take some samples, and the gun looked like the little gun when you get your ears pierced, that's what it looked like. She took a couple samples of my breast tissue out, and she would see me back in a few days for the results. And that following weekend, because I think I went like a Friday, so that weekend I was going out of town to the mountains. I'm like, look, I'm going on my trip. I don't have, nothing is wrong with me. I don't have cancer. I'm good. I'm going to come back. My results going to stay it's nothing, and it is what it is. So I end up getting back, and I was with my kid's father. I had my mom and my sister on the phone, and when we sat at the table, the lady was like, and when she did that, I immediately knew something. I don't mean to laugh. Something was wrong. She hit me with I'm sorry to tell you, but we did find some cancerous cells. And in my mind, in that moment, it seemed like everything slowed down. Like, what you mean? How is this possible? I'm only 27. I got 5 kids. How is this even possible? Like, how this happened to me? Like, what do you mean? So she ended up giving me like a breast cancer book. And when I tell you, it broke all our heart. Me, my mom, my sister, my kids, dad, like, we all cried. But the lady looked at me and she was like, I kind of figured you knew something was wrong. And I did. I felt it deep down in my soul that something was wrong with me. And after that, it was so many appointments. Like, everything started happening so fast. I got my MRI done, my bone scan, to check to see if it had spread it anywhere. I think in that moment, it had not settled in, like, what was going on. I was just really going through the motion of everything. And it had not spread it. That following month, I had to get my surgery done, and I had a bilateral mastectomy, and they took the breast tissue out of both breasts. I decided to get the right side done as well, because they found 3 small spots, and they couldn't determine if it was cancer or not. So to avoid backtracking, I just went ahead and got that side done as well. And after that, I would have to do chemo. They did a genetic test. It's not in my genes. They did an Oncotype score test, and my Oncotype score came back high, which is my reoccurrence score. Sorry, my reoccurrence score. And that determined whether I had to do chemo or not. So I did 16 rounds of chemo, no radiation. The first 4 was like really bad. It was really hard. In the last 12, I got through it. Man, it has been a long, long journey. I really think you have to have a good support system around you to get through that. I feel like the first 2 weeks, I could not sleep, I couldn't eat. When you don't know the details of your situation is what drives you crazy. Like, all you know is you have cancer, so you immediately think, oh my God, I'm finna drop dead tomorrow. Like, it's over for my life. What am I supposed to do? What am I gonna do with my kids? Like, you mentally beat yourself up. I think I was making myself sicker than I was. So if anyone is going through that situation, I just say remain calm until you know everything about your situation, because, it could not be as bad as you making it seem. But I mean, who's to say that when somebody say you got cancer, how you supposed to react? How you supposed to think when you never been through and you don't know? But I had the surgery, no radiation, ended up doing chemo. And I think my hair was the biggest thing when it came to chemo. I did not think it was going to bother me, but it did. And when I see my hair start falling out, I didn't know what to do. I ended up cutting it all the way off. My mom got some razors that day, and we ended up cutting it all off. And I cried. You don't realize how much you miss something until it's gone. Like, you don't realize how much your hair is really your identity. And it bothered me. I cried. And it's finally growing back now. It's so pretty. They are right when they say it grows back better. But now I'm just on the road to recovery, staying positive. I really appreciate my family and my social media friends, which are really people that I grew up with or went to school with some point in my life. Everybody really kept me motivated, kept me going. And yeah, I'm just on the road to recovery, baby, and I'm still here, still winning. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them. I will answer them. I feel like I missed stuff, but I'm not for sure. And yeah.